Well, I forgot to bring the GoPro with me because I got a little excited. It's Sunday here. Woke up early, was scrolling through Marketplace, and sure enough, it got me. So we're going to pick up a new toy. Hopefully this uploads right on the iPhone. Last time I did it with the phone, I couldn't get the screen to be full screen for some reason. So hopefully this uploads right. But yeah, let's go pick up this new toy. Well, she barely fits in the back of the Trailblazer, but it fits, so got us a new project. All right, here is the new to me, I don't know what year, Coleman CT200U, and we're going to be completely transforming this thing, hopefully. Definitely needs some work. I got it on a good deal. You can see that's broken. There's weird brackets and another brake lever that's broken, gone. From there, seemed like the twist auto works and the kill switch works, so that's good. Keep some of that stuff. This bolt doesn't look original, so that's good. Chain's a bit loose. This is a jack shaft setup, I think is what it's called. I imagine that can be a little tighter. Chain probably needs to be replaced too. You can see a little bit of rust build up on it. I don't know how long it's been sitting outside. Tires are decent. This used to have like a how would you call it? Some sort of stand thing here that kind of matches the front there. That's missing. Been broken off. Looks like the rear brake needs to be put back on correctly. It looks like they couldn't get the spring or something to work there, and they're missing this rod that goes right there to hold this in place spinning. So hopefully the pads are okay in there, but we'll get a chance to take that apart and look at it all. Looks like it's got a little bit of a leak there. If I'm not mistaken, this is the original Coleman motor, and I'm sure it's beat, but we're going to use it until we can't anymore. They make the Predator 212s for these, and they just bolt right on and hook up just like this motor basically. And it's kind of a budget option, but it works really well. Other than that, it's just really, really ugly. Oh yeah, the clutch. The clutch is stuck right now. I'm sure that's good. But as soon as you turn the motor on, this thing engages and wants to go. So first thing I'm going to do, because I'd like to ride it before I tear it all the way down, we're going to go ahead and pull this off and then pull it apart and see what we can't find. I know the clutches for these are pretty cheap, and it really isn't worth messing with this, but I've got nothing else to do, so why not see if I can get it fixed. Yeah, this is like a wood screw, and those are fine threads in there. I'm sure you can't see it, but those are definitely fine threads in there. Alright, we're going to start by taking this clamp off with a pair of these Johns, and once this slides off, there's another C-clip down in there that actually holds this like clutch basket thing together, and I'll show you that before we get too far. Alright, this thing's either going to take off or it'll idle and let me sit here. Either way, I'm going to ride it. If it goes to take off, I'm just going to ride it anyways. Also, we don't have brakes, so the kill switch is going to be handy here. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, she took off still. It's completely stuck. I'm not even touching the throttle. The throttle's not working at all. But it is moving. Okay, so so definitely carburetor needs to be messed with. Alright, well, I had my fun with it, so now we're going to get ready to take it completely apart, start sanding everything down, making some adjustments, and get her looking good. So we got this thing pretty much completely stripped down. Frame, fenders, forks, handlebars, whatever you want to call them. All the other parts are just kind of sitting right here, all the bolts and all that, kickstand. So now, I've never used this wheel here. We're going to try this to get this blue off. The red is the original paint. Someone spray painted this all blue. And we're going to try to get most of that off, all the bad stuff off anyway. We're not going to get crazy with it, just want to get some of the stuff off that's easy to get off, and then we're going to hit it with some like 320 and just kind of smooth it out, blend everything together, and then go ahead and start working on primer and whatnot. Here we go. It's going to take probably 6 months to get everything sanded down. That was about 4, 5, 6 minutes of using this, and probably wasn't using it right, but that didn't last long. It's just trying to tear itself apart. So we're just going to use some sandpaper, get this thing smoothed out, and go from there. Get this thing cleaned up. I've done a lot already, but we're going to do some more before I go ahead and shoot some primer and paint. Right now I just have the frame ready, but I want to go ahead and get it painted before we get everything else done. Parts here for the mini bike. I just wanted to go over a couple things that I got. Nothing crazy, but stuff that I kind of wanted for it. New throttle cable in this kind of like red color. The grips to match it. I really wanted red grips, and these are all like Amazon products, nothing crazy at all. But I think this would go pretty good with like the creamish color that I got. It looks white, but it's actually like a, I think it's ivory something, I forget. But anyways, got that. Definitely wanted this filter. I hate these ugly filters here. This one looks way better, and mostly for looks. I don't necessarily care to do 1,000,000 miles an hour right now with the stock motor. Okay, so we got a new brake lever. Had to get a new clutch, comes with a bolt and stuff. You guys, I don't know if I put it in the video or not. Anyway, the bolt was messed up, clutch was messed up. So So this is the only thing I really needed when I got on the internet, and then I ordered the rest of it just out of wanting to do it. Came with a wrench, some zip ties, new kill switch. Didn't need it, but it's nice, clean, and new, so why not? Adapter for the air filter. This is for the grips and the throttle cable. I think this is for the filter. New jet kit, the bars, studs, whatever you want to call them, for the filter. A fuel filter, new spark plug, and I think there's, yeah, new gaskets and some other stuff there. And then some new pegs. Definitely needed new pegs because I didn't have any at all. And then a hose clamp for the filter. So now I'm going to start cleaning this old motor up. I gotta get the carburetor off. Definitely gonna throw the jets in. Probably gonna leave the stock muffler on there for now. Just gonna clean it up. I want it to be, you know, decently quiet. I know you can get a pipe with the muffler on, but I didn't want to spend that much right now. This was way too much as it was. Not that it was expensive, but more than, it's kind of like budget build here. So just gonna get everything cleaned up, start installing parts. Still gotta get the handlebars painted, fenders painted, wheels painted, and bolts and everything else cleaned up. So let's go ahead and start getting this thing apart and getting it all cleaned up. I didn't get too crazy cleaning this thing up, but it is a lot cleaner. This has got some damage right here anyway, so I'll end up replacing it later, but it works. So I'm going to keep it the way it is. I'll probably hit this up with some Neverdol or something. Same with the exhaust cover. I actually have the actual muffler painted right now with some like heat paint, just to get a little bit better of a look. Same with the gas tank. Probably hit it with some Neverdol. But I got all the overspray and bull crap off of it. So now I'm going to start working on this carb and getting everything there put together. Oh, that side looks a lot better. There's no oil on it anymore. It's got some residue, dirt residue and everything like that on the cylinder head and the block and stuff, but nothing too crazy. Another thing, I know this motor probably isn't going to last long. I'll show you why. It has almost no compression. It's very easy to pull. So, I don't know. It may surprise me. We'll see. But I didn't go crazy with it because it was probably going to get a new motor anyway, and I would love to get the 224 Predator, do some stuff to it, or maybe even rebuild this one in the future. But for now, I know it runs. So we're just going to keep it going, but I wasn't going to go crazy on making everything look new if I knew I was going to tear it apart or replace it. Alright, so I'm kind of on a crunch. I'm trying to get this thing going. So I didn't realize that I ordered a 3/4 bore clutch, and it was actually 1/2 inch. So here are the last parts to that. These are the insides of the old one. So what I did was actually take this piece here and this piece, since it's 3/4, and use the 1/2 inch stuff, but actually use the internals of the, I'm sorry, 3/4, use the internals of the 1/2 inch stuff, and look at that. It actually fit and worked. So, of course, it only works in my hand. We will see what it does on the bike. Alright, got the motor kind of buttoned up here. Got the filter on, did the jets. Actually spray painted the exhaust with some high heat paint. Hit it with some Never Dull. I didn't go crazy with it. You can see a little bit of dirt stains and stuff still there. Here's the jack shaft set up. Got it all cleaned up. And yeah, it's looking okay for pretty much stock motor here, just kind of cleaned up. So I didn't get super crazy with it, but because I knew I was going to replace it eventually. Got the handlebars painted. Kickstands over here getting painted. I've cleaned a ton of bolts up. For now, I got the wheels cleaned up, but yeah, they're gonna need to be painted in the future. Gonna clean some of that stuff off the tires. But for now, so I'm kind of in a rush, so I'm gonna try to get this thing thrown together. If not today, then the next, so that I can get it out to where I'm going and test it out pretty much blindly. I think it'll do all right though. Alright, chain's hooked up, throttle cable's hooked up, still got to zip tie it off, but just about perfect. We'll see what she does when it's running. So now we're going to start working on getting the brake lever on, kill switch and all that wired up. All right, so obviously I did a couple other things. I did not record them. I was kind of just working, but she is put together. Other than the fenders, I still need to clean up these dang tires. But like I said, I was in a hurry. Just wanted to get it done, and turned out okay. I think it'll look a lot better when once the fenders are on. And yeah, there she is. Let's go take it around the yard. Alright, so my biggest pet peeve so far, off is on and on is off, and I cannot figure out how to get those to be different. I've switched the wires down there and seen if that made a difference, and it did not. So just a cheap freaking deal here. So anyway, let's go for a ride. Alright, I should have had my mic on while I was riding this thing. Even with the stock muffler, it was loud. So anyway, just about here, you can kind of hear me say something about the gear ratio. It doesn't have a whole lot of high speed, and wants to take off okay and gets around okay, but there's not a whole lot of high speed. So, and then this part, you hear me say something about the jets. So the air filter came with jets, and I went ahead and put them in before I tried to start it, and it didn't want to run right at all. So I ended up putting the stock jets back in, and it ran okay, but I'm still on half choke right now running. So I know I can get more out of it. I'm not
sure what the sizes were with the jets that came with the air filter because nothing was really labeled. Not gonna lie, almost lost it on this jump right here. It was a little sketchy.
Oh yeah, they were good. Anyway, well there she is. I gotta clean this freaking mess up here, but it's looking pretty sweet. I'm happy with the way it turned out. So very budget and looks good. Works okay until we can figure out the carb issue. And yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.